Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and I'm going to talk about something today that I don't talk about enough, and that is tenor guitars. Specifically, I'm going to talk about my very first tenor guitar. I bought this as a Valentine's Day gift to myself a couple years ago in Portland, Oregon, at Old Town Music there. That's a great shop. I love them. They always have the best weird stuff. And you know I love weird. But this is the the now discontinued, I should say, Eastwood Astrojet Tenor DLX. And what's deluxe about it is that it has a Bigsby. That's pretty deluxe, and I'm a fan. I first got into tenor guitars reading, I think it was the second issue ever of the Fretboard Journal with Nico Case on the cover. I'm a Nico Case fan. She plays tenor guitars, and when I saw this, I was like, I think I need to give that a try. What she always said she liked about them was that she has smaller hands, so navigating a full-scale guitar with 6 strings was kind of hard for her. And, you know, she does it now, but, like, as far as when you're learning something, when you're that frustrated, because it just physically doesn't seem to work for you, you might get put off of it. So someone recommended she try tenor guitars. She did, and she fell in love. Now, Nico plays, most famously, this Gibson SG tenor, and obviously this looks like that. But this is not that. This is obviously the Eastwood, like I said, kind of different headstock. I'll take the tuner off so you can kind of see a little bit better. But this is a very odd guitar. If you're thinking to yourself, I didn't know Bigsby's were made for tenor guitars. They're not. This is a regular Bigsby. This is a regular guitar bridge, and these are regular humbuckers. And they did this to save money and make them more affordable by just using full-size guitar parts versus, you know, doing your own little custom wind for a tenor guitar, doing a custom bridge, or doing what they do on a lot of their other guitar models now, which is essentially using a bass bridge, which makes the strings a lot more widely spaced out. What I like about this tenor guitar versus the other tenor guitar I have from Eastwood, and I like them both, but I like that it's more like a banjo nut width, which I feel like it just feels more natural for playing chords and stuff and kind of getting funky. And I feel like the wider the fretboard gets for the fewer strings, especially if you're using higher gauge strings, it gets a lot harder to do bar chords and things. And one of the things that people seem to like about tenor guitars, a lot of people put them in the mandolin tuning, and the way you make chords on mandolins, in my experience, makes a lot more sense with a much smaller nut width and scale length. Sometimes those chords can feel a little bit more spread out, and the wider the fretboard, the nut width gets, the harder it is to play those things. So that's what I really like about this tenor guitar especially. I wish they didn't move them out of production. I guess they weren't terribly popular. I mean, it's not a perfect guitar. I don't think the fretboard feels like the best fretboard I've ever played. The tuning machines are, you know, I hate them kind of. It stays in tune like okay, but it's the kind of tuning machine where you tune it, nothing happens, and all of a sudden it has a big change in the pitch, and you're like, well, I would kind of like to be able to dial that in a little bit better. I don't mind that it's guitar parts. I do kind of wonder how, if at all, that impacts the humbuckers. It's not the best humbuckers in the world. The bridge is totally fine. I really actually like that bridge for a Bigsby. It's a nice little roller bridge, and I kind of would like to put one of those on my offset telly. The knobs are great, the switching works, the wiring works. The weight is fantastic. I really do like this guitar a lot. I don't play it in demos very much because I think that people prefer to see guitars that they can relate to a little bit more in demos, but I am going to play this through my Hotcake into my Strymon Iridium some, and just kind of talk about why I love tenor guitars, even though I grew up playing 6 strings. I feel very comfortable with 6 strings. I don't feel like I need my hands I don't feel like my hands are too small, but I do love playing the tenor guitar, especially when I'm in a creative rut. Anytime I'm in a creative rut, what I really love to do is just pull back everything, use fewer effects, use less, and that kind of forces me to think more creatively. I'm not falling back on other things to sort of like fill in holes. It just becomes once again just me and music and no distractions. And having only 4 strings, I don't feel very limited at all, especially if I'm playing in a more traditional tenor style tuning. For this, I have this tenor just tuned in Chicago style, which means it's like the 4 highest pitched strings on a guitar. So E, B, G, and D. So I can play an open D. I mean, I can play solos on this thing. One thing I do want to say that I dislike actively about this guitar is that the dots are like mandolin dots. So I have dots at 3, 5, 7, 10, and 12 instead of 9 and 12, which so confuses me. And I really don't like that at all. There are some other things I've just been kind of playing around with today. Just trying to train myself again to learn solos in a different way, maybe, and kind of understand them a little bit better. Yeah, just I do have to rethink about what I'm doing sometimes. And sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not. And the other thing is learning to bend away from yourself when you're on that lowest string. I also think that they're generally pretty good for like some funk stuff. Or 1999. Not the fullest sound in the world, but play some Nico case. Use the Bigsby. Just kind of play some little like new wavy kind of stuff, or just some not necessarily new wavy, but I always like to just kind of leave the low E alone when I'm playing. I typically live play with the bassist and I don't want to step on their toes. And there's just stuff I love doing, like this kind of sound. Speaking of going out of tune. That's why I don't gig with this guitar. So it's just a pain in the butt. Aha! Maybe get some Marshall sounds going. That sounded bad. But it's fun. Oh my god. Just having fun with it and like relearning songs you've learned in other realms for other reasons, refiguring how to play a solo that you've been playing forever. I think it just is something that can keep your mind sharp. And like, this is not the best guitar in the world. You can see it doesn't stay in tune very well. It has these really terrible tuning machines, maybe the worst I've ever had. But you know, I paid for this guitar with my own money, so they don't even make them anymore. So if you saw one on Reverb or something, I do want you to understand that the tuning machines are bad, but that's an easy enough fix. There we go. Yeah. I think I stole that from Joel. I think. I don't remember. I took that from somebody. It was a Tenor recall pedal demo. I remember that. But yeah, that's just enough of me yammering, I think, about this guitar. I'll go through the pickups really quickly. This is the neck. Middle. It's out of tune again already. I just can't believe it. Well, if you are interested in picking up a Tenor guitar, might I recommend checking out reverb.com. Please use the link in the video description, and we get 1% back when you buy on reverb.com. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and if you make some awesome music with your Tenor guitar, put it up to the interwebs via DistroKid. Use the link in the video description to save 7% on your first year of DistroKid. Normally it's just $20 anyway. But if you use that link to sign up, it does help support the show. We do get, it's an affiliate link, so we get a little bit of money back. And what else do I have to say? I do love this guitar, despite its flaws. And if you have any ideas of things I could do to mod this, I mean, switching out the pickups probably gonna happen eventually. I keep saying that, but anything else, hit me up in the comments and let me know what I should do to this guitar, because I would love to love this guitar even more than I already do. And as long as a mod makes me play a guitar more, then it's worth it. It doesn't matter. If I play it more, it's worth it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.